Let me ask you something. When you open ChatGPT or Claude, what do you actually do with it? If you're like most people, you type in a question, get an answer, and then start completely from scratch the next time. You're using a multi-billion-dollar AI model like it's a fancy search engine. And that is exactly why you feel like AI is overhyped. Because you've never actually built an assistant. You've just been asking questions to a very smart stranger who forgets you the moment you close the tab. Today, that changes. I'm going to walk you through how to build a personal AI assistant that remembers your context, knows your documents, can take real actions on your behalf, and actually understands what you need. No coding degree required. By the end of this video, you'll have an assistant that works for you, not the other way around.
Step 1 is persona design, and this is where 90% of people go wrong. They skip it entirely. Your AI assistant needs a clearly defined role, personality, and set of boundaries, just like a real employee would. Think about it. If you hired a human assistant, you wouldn't just say, quote, "help me with stuff." You'd tell them what you do for a living, what kinds of tasks they'll handle, how you like to communicate, and what they should never do without asking you first. The same principle applies here. Start by writing a one-paragraph persona description. For example, you are my executive assistant. You help me manage my schedule, draft emails, summarize documents, and research topics I ask about. You are concise, professional, and proactive. You never make commitments on my behalf without confirming first. That paragraph becomes the foundation of everything else. It determines how the AI interprets your requests, what tone it uses, and where it draws the line. The biggest mistake people make is being too vague. The more specific you are about who this assistant is and what it does, the better it performs. Write your persona down. We'll plug it into the system prompt next.
Step 2 is the system prompt, and this is where the magic happens. A system prompt is a set of instructions that gets sent to the AI before every single conversation. It's permanent. It's always there. Think of it as the job description and employee handbook rolled into one. In ChatGPT, you can set this up using custom GPTs. In Claude, you use projects. Both let you write a detailed system prompt that stays active across every conversation. Here's what a good system prompt includes. First, the persona description from step 1. Second, behavioral rules. Things like always ask for clarification before starting a complex task. Break long responses into numbered steps. If you don't know something, say so instead of making things up. Third, output format preferences. For example, when summarizing documents, use bullet points with a bold header for each section. When drafting emails, provide 3 options ranging from formal to casual. Fourth, any context the assistant always needs. Your industry, your role, common abbreviations you use, your communication style. The key insight here is that the system prompt eliminates repetitive setup. Instead of re-explaining who you are and what you want every single time, you set it once and it applies everywhere. Spend 30 minutes writing a really good system prompt, and you'll save hours over the next month.
Step 3 is memory, and this is the feature that transforms your assistant from a chatbot into something that actually feels like it knows you. Without memory, every conversation starts from zero. With memory, your assistant remembers that you prefer short emails, that your biggest client is named Sarah, that you're working on a Q3 product launch, and that you hate exclamation points. There are 3 levels of memory you should set up. Level 1 is built-in memory, which both ChatGPT and Claude now support natively. You simply tell the assistant, "remember this," and it stores it for future conversations. Tell it your preferences, your ongoing projects, your common contacts. Level 2 is custom instructions, which acts as a lightweight, always-on context layer. This is where you put things that are true all the time, like your job title or your time zone. Level 3, and this is the power user move, is a vector database. This is where you store large amounts of information, your documents, your notes, your past conversations, and the AI can search through all of it instantly. We'll cover that in the next step with RAG. The point is, every piece of context you give your assistant makes it more useful. Start with levels 1 and 2 today and graduate to level 3 when you're ready.
Step 4 is the big one. RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. This is what lets your AI assistant actually know your stuff. Here's the problem RAG solves. ChatGPT and Claude are trained on general internet data. They know about history, science, coding, and pop culture. But they don't know your company's internal documents, your personal notes, your research papers, or your project files. RAG fixes this. Here's how it works in simple terms. You upload your documents to a system. The system chops them into small chunks and converts each chunk into a mathematical representation called an embedding. These embeddings get stored in a vector database like Pinecone. When you ask your assistant a question, it converts your question into an embedding too, searches the database for the most relevant chunks, and sends those chunks to the AI along with your question. The AI then answers using your actual documents. Now, you don't need to build this from scratch unless you want to. The easy path is to use ChatGPT's knowledge feature or Claude's projects, where you just upload PDFs and documents directly. For more advanced setups, you can use LangChain or Llama Index to connect a vector database to any AI model. Start simple. Upload your 5 most important documents to a custom GPT or Claude project. Ask it questions about them. When you outgrow that, level up to Pinecone and LangChain.
Step 5 is where your assistant goes from giving advice to taking action. This is tool integration. An assistant that can only talk is limited. An assistant that can read your calendar, send emails, create tasks, and update spreadsheets is a game changer. Here's how to set it up. The easiest approach is Zapier AI Actions or Make. Calm. Both let you connect your AI assistant to over 5,000 apps. You can set it up so that when you ask your assistant to schedule a meeting, it actually creates a calendar event. When you ask it to follow up with a client, it drafts and sends the email. When you ask it to track a task, it adds it to your project management tool. For ChatGPT users, custom GPTs support actions natively. You define an API endpoint, and the GPT can call it during a conversation. For Claude users, you can use the computer use feature or connect via MCP, the Model Context Protocol, which lets Claude interact with external tools and data sources. If you're more technical, you can build custom integrations using Python. LangChain and Crew AI both support tool calling, where you define functions and the AI decides when to use them. Start with one integration. Connect your AI to your calendar or email, test it, see how it feels. Then add more tools as you get comfortable. The goal is an assistant that doesn't just tell you what to do, it actually does it.
Let's recap the 5 steps. 1. Design a clear persona with a defined role, personality, and boundaries. 2. Write a detailed system prompt that acts as your assistant's permanent instruction manual. 3. Add persistent memory so it remembers your preferences, projects, and context across conversations. 4. Build a RAG knowledge base so the AI can answer questions using your own documents instead of just general knowledge. And 5. Connect tools and APIs so your assistant can take real actions like scheduling meetings, sending emails, and managing tasks. The beauty of this framework is that it scales. You can start with just a custom GPT and a good system prompt in 30 minutes, then add memory, documents, and tools as you go. Every step makes your assistant more powerful. And here's the thing most people don't realize. The gap between people who use AI like a search engine and people who have a real personal assistant is not technical skill. It's just knowing these 5 steps and actually doing them.
If this video helped you, hit subscribe because I post AI tutorials like this every single day. In the next video, I'm covering 7 AI tools that will make you faster than everyone else in your office. You won't want to miss that one. Drop a comment below telling me what your AI assistant's persona is going to be, and I'll see you in the next one.